in here. There's really not a ton I offer that you couldn't get from a million other people in here. So my main focus on this class, everyone, is scalping JNUG. So, there's a couple reasons I use JNUG daily for this example. One is, it's an inverse ETF. So there's another stock out in the market, another ETF, JDST, that does the exact opposite of JNUG every single day. So the glory of that is you can make money up and down. If you don't have the ability to short, you can always go long in the inverse JDUST. So JNUG is going to be a bull of gold, tracking the price of gold. And JDUST, JDST, is going to be a bear of gold. Both of them 3 times leveraged. Okay, so we'll start the lesson off number 1. This class is for scalping, day trading. This isn't about swinging JNUG. It's not about swinging JDUST. Those are swinging. These can be very dangerous because they're velocity ETFs, 3 times. So I always recommend day trading these, unless you're picking it up at the bottom of a channel or you have some other sort of reasoning behind your swing trade. So my goal here with JNUG every single day, it has very high volume, over 12 million average volume daily. Okay, 12 million shares average volume every single day. All right, you could put tens of thousands of dollars into this ticker on every trade and you're not going, you will have no entry or exit issues as far as getting your fills. Okay, and so the goal here is I'm always looking for about 1% to 2% profits per scalp up and down. Okay, so there's a couple things I use to indicate these moves. All right, number 1, first thing you want to do in the morning while you're getting set up is pull up the gold chart. Okay, I use gold to US dollars. Let's see, is there a sound check? Let's see. Is anybody in here? Can everybody hear?
Yeah.
All right.
Loud and clear.
All right, good. So, I usually reference the gold to US dollar chart in the morning. And what I'm looking for is what has gold done after hours? Has gold been running since the market is closed, or has gold been going down since the market is closed? That's going to give me a good idea of what JNUG and JDST are going to do for the day. If gold has been plummeting after hours, you're most likely looking at a red day in JNUG and a green day in JDUST. Vice versa, if gold's been running all night, you're most likely looking at big movement in JNUG positively in the morning and a decrease in JDUST. Okay, so that, as far as homework goes, that's about the extent of homework that I use for looking at these charts in the morning. As far as technical analysis, what indicators am I using? So I'm using moving averages. I'm a heavy moving average trader. That's my primary technical tool is moving averages, 8, 20, 50, and 200. Okay, again, that's 8, 20, 50, and 200. You'll see in my chart posted above, which I'll post again here. This chart is on the 3-minute time frame, okay, and this is Friday. So what you're going to see here again, you have the 8, 20, 50, and 200. You're also going to see VWAP on here, another very important indicator, as well as ADX. That is going to be the orange, red, and green lines under the volume, and then also RSI, of course. So for the most part, these are my main indicators during the day for trading. What I'm looking at here, so on Friday, this is a shot from Friday, we're going to see gold was bearish first thing in the morning, okay? So what you're really looking for is which one of these two is opening up below or above the 200-day. So in our case, JNUG opened up below the 200-day moving average pretty substantially. Okay, it dumped pretty hard at open. So right away, gold, which had also been dumping at night, was a short from market open. Okay, generally speaking, with most new traders, I advise them to not take any discipline. You don't hear anything either, huh? Let's see here. Always having some sound problems. Story of my life. Just want to make sure everybody gets on here. Sorry, guys. We'll let a few more people here. Let them get that figured out. Discipline, try closing. All right. So, you know, if number one, first thing, you could have shorted JNUG, you know, first thing in the morning, of course, and gotten some pretty good gains, gotten about 2.5% on a large position, 2.5, 3%, depending on how quickly you're able to enter. And so this obviously would have been a J-Dust trade first thing in the morning, but majority of us are long biased here. And since I'm using the JNUG chart, we'll kind of talk about when am I looking to enter here. So with JNUG, or with most high volume trading, man, a lot of people are having some issues, huh? So there's a few things I'm looking for. Indication and then confirmation. Okay, so my indication that something bullish is going to happen is the price action is beginning to move above the 8-day moving average. So we're going to see a couple fake outs here. Let's see here. Let me get my pen open. Here and here. So I'm going to post this. So what you're going to see, the first initial two fake outs. All right. Do you guys see that circled in red? I could have chose a better pen color, I guess. Blue pen. So what we're looking at here, the indication that the price is moving above the 8-day moving average, that an entry is most likely coming soon. Okay. This is trying to get bullish. So these two first blue circles, all right, these are the attempts for JNUG to break out. There's no entry here yet, okay? These are indications of things to come, all right? So what we're looking for is JNUG to find bottom, okay? And that is where we'll begin the trade on confirmation. So the confirmation is going to be two separate things. One is a move not only above the 8-day moving average, but a move above the 20-day moving average as well, coupled with your ADX, DMI, D plus, D minus indicators. Okay, so when does confirmation happen? Confirmation is happening right here. Let me show you. I will post this, copy. This is a 3-minute chart. You're right, B-Gum. This is a 3-minute chart, okay? So I do very often trade it using the 1 minute. It is very volatile using the 1 minute chart, and I would never advise a newer trader to trade using the 1 minute chart, especially JNUG, because it can be very terrifying and you can lose a lot of money. Okay. So number one, if you pull this chart I just posted, you're going to see where the confirmations happen. So you're going to see confirmation happening once that move over the 20-day has come, and then you're also going to see on the bottom indicator of ADX, DI, the D plus, which is the green line, has moved above the D minus. Okay, that is what you're looking for confirmation. All right, what does D plus and D minus mean? I'll give you a brief understanding. Okay, so that is essentially the direction. Okay, D plus is the green line, meaning positive direction. D minus is the red line, meaning a negative direction. Okay, then the orange value is the strength of that trend. Okay, exactly. Great, B-Gum. The direction and strength. Okay, and so what we're looking at here is all morning the D plus was, or the D minus was above the D plus, confirming that this was in a downtrend. Okay, a high ADX value and the D minus above D plus. No trade to be had here unless you're in J Dust long. If you are in J Dust long and you took an early position, that's a great 2% gains for you. Congratulations. Once you sell that position because you see it getting toppy and you're moving over to JNUG, here's your confirmation of this move, the DI change. So here's your entry. Let's say we get our entry at approximately, 1270, 1272, something in that wheelhouse. And so now this is an easy trade above the 8-day moving average in a positive uptrend. And what are we looking for during the entirety of this trade? We're looking for resistance. Okay. And so what is our resistance? Our resistance is going to be moving averages and volume price, or the VWAP. Okay. The volume weighted moving average. All right. That's what VWAP is. Okay. So as we come up, we come through the 50. And then once we move over this VWAP, you should always be prepared to take profits, right? Always look at your moving averages and be prepared to be shut down. All right. But we're taking this trade with relatively strong confirmation that a good movement is happening. The the D plus, D minus cross, the 200-day moving average, or the 20-day moving average cross. So we have good confirmation here. So you take your trade, you hold on to your shares. All right. And so what we're looking for, I'm always looking to take profits at a test of the 200-day. Okay, when it's been red. So automatically profits are now being taken at approximately, let's say, 12.90 to 12.95. All right, so this is a 20-cent trade on the day. That's 1.5%. So I'll tell you, with myself, I'll take a $15,000 position in here to a $20,000 position. All right, that's $150, $200 profit. All right, on that single trade. And that's every single day. All right. And I'm also doing it up and down. So on Friday, I slept in a little bit and didn't catch the morning love. That would have been another 2% for me on JDust first thing in the morning. So the beautiful thing about JNUG and JDust is that they may only close, let's say, in this case, I think JNUG only closed down 0.75% on the day. Okay. But we have almost 5% total volatility here on this chart. And so not only do we have this first initial run, which you will get one every single day, whether it's up or down. Whether it's up or down, you're always going to get a good 1.5 to 2% play on here. Once you catch that play, whether it's in the morning or late in the day, you can begin catching small scalps. These are the scalps that you'll see happening between like 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. 50-day moving average tests. Okay, taking this trade from $12.85 back up to $13. Me and Red Ben traded this live on Friday in the trading chat room, and we made multiple 1% scalps here on very, very large positions. That's the glory of JNUG. Okay, it's not, you very rarely are you going to get a 7, 8, 9% day. Okay, you do get them. Don't get me wrong. And those days are blessings. Those days are blessings. You get 10, 12% out of JNUG. But this is a place for you to consistently make 2 to 4, sometimes 5% gains every single day on gold volatility with relatively easy technical analysis and very tight stop losses. Okay. And so this is a consistent $100 to $500 moneymaker every single day. The reason I like people to trade JNUG, and the reason I use it as a beginner stock, is I don't expect people to be trading this for the rest of their life. Okay. I don't expect like, oh, JNUG's the only stock you ever need to trade. I do make those jokes, of course, in the chat room because I love JNUG so much. That being said, JNUG is more of a microcosm of the stock market. Okay, it's high volatility, high volume every single day. If you learn to be successful trading JNUG, it will improve your intraday momentum trading exponentially, your technical analysis skills exponentially, divergence, MAs, all of these things that you're using to trade any other sort of low float stock and things like that. This is going to help you understand exactly what you're doing intraday, help you get better with your psychology, help you take small losses while learning, and also make money. I'll tell you, since my last lesson I've had at least 50, sorry, my bird's freaking out on me, at least 15 to 20 people reach out to me and have been green every single day trading JNUG after being red weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay. And it's not because JNUG is magical and I'm a magical person. It's just because it is a very clear, apparent trade every single day. Okay. You buy these trades over their moving averages with the confirmation, and you will make money. You can do it with very large positions, and with stock trade, which is my recommendation for everyone that has small accounts, anything less than 25,000 in their day trading, your fills on JNUG are glorious. Okay. You can fill this stock on UStockTrade, no issues, great prices almost every single time. Okay, that's the other reason I love this ticker so much. All right, a lot of times it's hard, especially on UStockTrade, to get the good types of fills you want on something that's making big movement. And so a stock that has 12 million average daily volume, you're not going to have any sort of issue getting in and out of JNUG for the prices that you want. Okay, and so on average, I make 3 to 4% trading JNUG on very large positions up and down every day. So with let's say a $5 or even a $10,000 account, people that are using a $10,000 account, you're making upwards of $100 to $200 every single day with just this one ticker. Okay. Just this one ticker, guys, just this one. All right. Every single day, compounding your account by 4 or 5% every single day. All right. And then that $10,000 account, before you know it, is $20,000 in the course of 2 or 3 months. So me, myself, personally, JNUG, over my trading career, over half of my trades are on JNUG. I know that sounds ludicrous, but it's true. Over half of my trades are on this one ticker, going short and long. But I guess, that's besides the point. All I'm trying to teach people to do here is how to scalp. All right. So to reiterate what we've already talked about, you're looking at buying, you're looking at your indication over your 8 MA. Okay. And then your confirmation over the 20 MA, coupled with your change in D plus over D minus. Okay. And the same thing is going to go vice versa the other way. All right. When you're looking at exiting your position, your indication is going to be the price movement going under your 8-day moving average. Okay. That's the indication that your trade is getting weak. Your confirmation that your trade is weak is a cross below the 20-day moving average or a cross of the DI. I always advise people, please take your profits early. Take profits early. There's nothing wrong with taking profits early, okay? Yeah, you may miss a little bit here, a little bit there. It's not the end of the world. All right, it's better than losing it. Treat your moving averages as resistance and support. Treat VWAP as resistance and support. For explosive moves, once price action gets above VWAP. Those are the things you want to look for every single day on this trade. Okay. I'll do my best to try to trade it live more often. I do work. I do have a full-time job, unfortunately. Hopefully this will be my last year of working. I committed to my wife I'd save up a lot more money before I traded full-time. So JNUG has been one of the tools I've used to help grow my account to the amount that it is now. I guess really, maybe I'll take some questions here. There's really not a whole lot to talk about on this. It's a very simple strategy. There's no secret sauce. There's no magic. There's no something I know that you guys don't know. It is a very simple trade. This chart is going to do this every single day, up and down. Okay. And so I do not use the tape. So that's a good question, Begum. So I use L2 and the tape with JNUG solely to place my trades. The reason being, this is an ETF. So, tape reading an ETF is a little different than tape reading a regular ticker. So my reference is more on the gold chart than anything else. Anything at all, I'm using the gold chart, gold to US dollars, to help understand my long and short positions here. Because, granted, JNUG and JDUS, they're not tracking gold to the T. They're gold mining indexes, okay? But they're still very heavily reliant on gold. So any sort of anything I use, any tool I use outside of the chart itself to make a trade is solely the gold to US dollar chart. And to answer your question, yeah, so that's that X I put on that chart, that's your DMI. All right. I recommend everybody use DMI, especially when you're trading JNUG. If you don't want to use it for the rest of your charts, that's fine. MJ Trader. So if you, here, let me share this with you. So that's a link to the gold US dollar chart. I can't stress this enough at anybody listening. I know it's not super sexy. I know that we're in the chat room all day and there's like the sexiest calls being made. 30% runners, 40% runners, crazy $2 to $8, like just wild stocks trading every single day. Okay. I understand that. And I want a piece of them. Everybody wants to get a piece of them. This is a tool to help perfect your skills. So when you do get into that trade with a crazy runner, your discipline is in place, your technical analysis is in place, and all in all, your psychology is just in a better place, okay? Because you're trading something that's moving with high volatility and high volume every single day. So when you get into another scenario, it's cakewalk. You're like, oh man, I've been trading JNUG every single day, the most terrifying ticker in the stock market. But JNUG will make you financially independent. It's made a lot of people financially independent. There's just one ticker. But the moves are always the same. You know, you buy over, you start looking over the 8, you buy over the 20, use your DMI for confirmation. But is there any other questions? Here, let's pull up JDust and you'll see what I'm talking about for the inverse. If we pull up JDust, so of course I always advise you look at both of these. So this is the same day. Let's see here, wrong button. Copy. You're welcome, B-Gum. So here's JDust from the same day. If you had been watching JDust, of course you would have went long first thing in the morning when JNUG was tanking, JDust was running, vice versa. So the one thing you can do with these two tickers, when you have them both up and you're trading just these two, when you sell one, buy the other. When you sell one, buy the other. When you sell one, buy the other. Do that every single day. When you buy one, sell the other. Okay? Every single day. Now 2% becomes 4% or 4% becomes 8% on these retracement movements. Okay? So now you're consistently making 4 to 8% every single day on two tickers. JDust tends to be a little bit more gappy because it is a high dollar stock. You know, it trades in the $50, $60 range. So it tends to gap a little bit more, so the fills are not quite as good. Exactly, Jeff. Sell one, buy the other. Okay, sell one, buy the other, especially on big trend movements, like what we saw the first thing in the morning on Friday, JDust and JNUG. Those were big movements down, big movements up. They're always going to come back. Okay. I mean, I guess there's really not much else I can teach on this lesson. I know it sounds crazy that I trade this every single day, but I literally trade this every single day, guys. Every single day with the same success, okay? After a month of trading this chart, I would say my green trade ratio on this chart is over 70, 80%. Very rarely do I take a trade and get stopped out here. And it's not because I'm a great trader. It's just because I've been trading this stock every single day. I know exactly how it reacts. Okay. It's just familiarity. So I just recommend everyone take a look at it. People have been wanting to know the strategy. That's the strategy. It's nothing crazy. It's all moving averages. I'm in momentum. But for the most part, I guess that's the end of the class, guys. I mean, any other questions you guys have? When will you get your own channel? I don't know if they're ever going to give me a JNUG channel, guys. But I think I drive a lot of people crazy in here that a lot of times I just trade this one ticker. It's just a money-making machine, guys. It's a money-making machine. I mean, once you get good at the scalp game, I promise you, you guys will never work again. You guys will never worry about finding stocks and finding trades. You will always have JNUG. You will always have JNUG to make you money. You will always have, and JNUG and JNUG, you can use any sort of inverse ETF and apply this strategy to it. Whether you're trading oil or you're trading silver or you're trading natural gas, any inverse ETF you can apply this strategy to. Okay. You guys are very welcome. Of course, anybody who's leaving, you guys are very welcome for the class. You guys can always reach out to me. I'm always available. You can always at me in the room, and I'll answer any questions you guys have. But I just know the class sounded very simple, but it's because it really is that simple, guys. It really is that simple to apply this strategy to this ticker and make consistent money every single day. The larger your account is, the more money you're going to make. Okay. Continue to compound, turn that 1,000 into 3,000, into 6,000, into 15,000, into 30,000. With $30,000 on JNUG, make easily $500 to $1,000 a day. Okay. Easily with a $30,000 account, you can trade JNUG, JDust, and make $1,000 a day. Okay. So just begin applying the strategy. Any questions you guys have about it, please let me know. I'm always in here intraday. As far as JNUG on Monday, to be honest with you, I never pretend to predict what JNUG and JDust are going to do. I simply look at gold in the morning, see what it's doing, and take the trade as it comes. So for tight stop losses on the Friday chart, let me pull JNUG's chart back up. So essentially, really what you're looking at for a tight stop loss is anything that's going to be breaking the trend that you're betting, okay? Oh yeah, Jeff, so on here, intraday EMAs, when I'm swing trading, I'll use regular SMAs, simple moving averages, but intraday I'm using EMAs just because they're taking into account more recent price action, okay? That's the difference between EMA and an SMA. EMA is taking into account more recent price action when an SMA is equal weight to all price action across the chart. Okay. So the only thing I'll use, Kevin, for gold is the Fed meetings. If Trump shoots a tweet or the Feds are having a meeting about interest rates, those tend to be the only things that really affect gold prices. So no, I don't use any services for those. I have Twitter and I follow Trump on there. I know when the Feds meet. Yeah, exactly, MJ Trader. Those are the two things that are really going to affect gold intraday. Big movement. You can make huge gains whenever Trump sends a tweet. Okay. And Hato, that's I'm using the 3-minute time frame on these charts. You can use 1, 2, or 3, whatever you're most comfortable with. The 1 minute tends to blow people's minds because it's very wild because the amount of volume. So I tend to advise newer traders to not 1 minute. There's a lot of fake outs. There's a lot of insanity that happens on the 1 minute chart. Definitely stick to 2 or 3 minutes. Anything other than that, I mean, it's a very simple strategy, guys. Look for intraday volatility with things like Trump tweets and Fed minutes and anything like that being released out into the market. You can generally pick up huge dip buys on either one. And make yourself 2, 3, 4% on a dip buy just because Trump sent a tweet about Kim Jong-un or something like that. JNUG catches a lot of that, and so you'll get the opportunity. The way I look at it is every day I can make 3 to 5% on JNUG, and at least once a week I can make 8 to 15% because of something happening within the economy and volatility coming in. And so you compound all of those days, you're looking at every week being around 25 to 30% total account gains, okay, on just this one ticker up and down. Yep, 820, 250 RSI, ADX, and WAP. Of course, everyone uses RSI well. You can start understanding when to take profits using RSI. But that's as complex as my trading style goes. This is the technique I apply to all my trades. I'm a super simple trader. I don't get too complex. Outside of volume price analysis for an actual ticker, not an ETF, this is my trading strategy every single day. Okay, you're buying above the moving averages, selling with a break of the moving averages in VWAP, and of course positive uptrends using DMI. But outside of that, any other questions you guys have, reach out to me on the floor. I'm always, just because you guys don't see me in there typing or don't see me on voice during the day doesn't mean I'm not around. I'm literally in the room 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, you just got to reach out to me. But other than that, I mean, I guess that's pretty much the extent of the lesson. Unless you guys have some more questions, maybe I'll leave you guys 5 more minutes, to open up some questions and things like that anybody else might have. But I don't imagine there's too much. I know the strategy isn't difficult. It seems when you're looking at it, almost seems unreal how easy the strategy is. But you can apply this strategy to every single day of the chart. Go back and look at the chart every single day, and you're going to find this strategy taking place and where the money is every single day. So, I trade JNUG all day. So this was just a lesson for the morning. you could have, at the end of the day on Friday, I took my daughter out because it was spring break, so I didn't trade towards the end. But that break towards the end of the day at around 3 p.m., that was a short, all day right there. That was a short or long J dust, however you want to look at it. That was an example again of another 0.75% gain right there. Okay. And the 5 minute, so the longer the time frame you guys use, the less money you're going to make. Okay. When it comes to intraday trading. All right. Period. That's just the way of the world. So if you're in the 5 minute time frame, you're looking in 5 minute increments of what you're trying to trade. Okay, the 5 minute, of course, it's going to work, yes, but you're just not going to catch the full run. The 3 minutes is going to indicate the run a little earlier than the 5 minute chart will. The 1 minute, yeah, like the 1 minute is astronomically difficult to trade unless you've been doing it a lot. The 1 minute chart will have a lot of fake outs in it. Okay, so I would recommend the fastest time frame anybody does is 2, the shortest is 3. Or the longest is 3. That's my recommendation for everybody. 5 minutes, of course it works. You're just not going to catch the full profitability of the run. Any other questions, guys? You guys can always, like I said, reach out to me anytime if something else comes up, a question later on. Yeah, that's my recommendation, MJ, what you just put in there. Yeah, 2 being the shortest, 3 being the longest. Again, guys, I don't want you guys to take lightly the fact that I say this is every day. Okay, this is seriously every day. Watch it, make the trades on it, let them come to you. Okay, wait for confirmation, make the trade, let the money come, and you guys will be green. You guys may not be making $50,000 a day at first, but you guys will be green. Okay, you guys will be green.
Thanks for the lesson. I'm sorry to interrupt real quick and change the subject, but I've been having a hard time verifying my phone number. I was chatting before, but then all of a sudden Discord wanted me to verify my phone number last week, and I haven't been able to authenticate it, so I can't chat.
That's weird, man. I'm not a Discord champ. Who would probably be the best person to ask about that would be Ziggy.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Ziggy's pretty familiar with Discord and how it all works.
How do you send a message to Ziggy if you're not a friend?
I would just add him in the general room or off topic room. Just send an @ message to him.
Okay.
He'll answer you.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you.
Yeah, of course. But any other questions, guys? Anything else you guys can think of? I know it's not a crazy difficult strategy. It's probably simpler than you guys were expecting. But it's a strategy I apply every day. I was taught this strategy. I didn't create it on my own. This is one of the first strategies I learned as a trader. It was taught to me by somebody, who had been trading for a very, very long time. And they're also a daily JNUG trader. And so this is just something that I perfected after being initially taught it and wanted just to always share it with everybody. But all right, guys, I guess that'll be it. Winston's getting a little irritated here. Shoulder. Oh, let's see here. Hey, Lucha, do you check the tape? So, Abigail, I don't check the tape too much. The reason being, with this being an ETF, it's just the tape reading is just not quite as effective, because JNUG is going to do whatever in the hell it's going to do, regardless of the amount of volume you put into it. Okay. So with this tracking gold, you can put $500,000 market order into this, and yeah, we'll see a blip, of course, on the volume bar. But at the end of the day, JNUG is going to go the direction it's going to go, regardless of the volume coming into it, because it's tracking what gold is doing. Okay. So, the only reason I'll trade on the tape or trade using L2 is just I place my orders on L2. I do click orders. 1,000 share amount click orders on the tape. But outside of that, I don't really use price analysis when it comes in trading JNUG and JDust, just because it's tracking gold outside of, volume itself. Yes, of course. That's not a typical answer for me. Generally, yes, I'm always tape, always. This just happens to be a ticker to where that's pretty much doesn't really matter much. What you're really trying to do is catch the upward momentum of gold. You're trying to get your 1.5%, 2% and get the hell out. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get your 1.5% to 2% and get the hell out. All right. And look for the next opportunity to make 1.5% to 2%. Okay. This is one thing I want everyone to put in perspective. I know there's people that make huge gains in the room, and it's easy for us to almost doubt ourselves or get upset because of the amount of money people are making. Oh my gosh, these guys are making 50 grand in a day. You guys have to keep in mind, your average business owner, your average grocery store works on a 4.5% to 5% profit margin. 4.5% to 5% profit margin for a business owner in the United States. Okay. So if you can sit at your desk and make 4.5% to 5% in the comfort of your living room, you're doing better than majority of business owners in the United States. Okay. So take that lesson and really hold it close to your heart. When you don't feel like you're doing that well, 4.5% to 5% is large. Okay. That's big money. And if you can do that every day, you're going to be doing better than almost every trader out there. All right. But all right, guys, I guess that'll be it for the Lucho Hour. If you guys need anything, like I said, please reach out to me. I'm available 24/7, guys. All right. You guys have a good day, and thanks for joining for the lesson.
Lucho, really quick, sorry.
Yeah.
Is there any other way to communicate? Because I can't even direct message any of the administrators.
What I'll do is I'll send Ziggy a message for you.
Okay,
and let him know you're having issues with United, but I mean with Discord. But that's weird, man. I've never had anybody have that issue.
Yeah, and I've called Apple support for application tech support. I've spoken to Discord, and they say it's all the administrators have to unlock it, or maybe maybe reauthorize my email. I don't know, but it just happened last week, and I just haven't been able to do anything.
That's so weird.
I just noticed that you guys are chatting, and I thought I could listen in, and I can listen in, but I just can't chat. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that's super weird. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'll reach out to Ziggy for you and see if there's something he can do to help.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a friend request to him, and if you can just let him know to accept my friend request, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Thank you.
But yeah, guys, know everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome here. That's in the room. I appreciate it. Any brush ups on the lessons. I do lessons one-on-one as well. You know what I mean? If you guys don't like it in the group environment, they're usually late at night after my kids go to sleep. But I'll always sit down and do 15, 20-minute one-on-one lessons. If you guys reach out to me and set up the time. But I appreciate you guys' time. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'll still be on here all day if you guys need anything.